Hi, I want to talk about my one-on-one client experience with Vicki Thomas. I met Vicki about a year ago. We connected on an online group, and then she introduced and invited me to take a look at her HIT talks. I was very energetically connected to her almost immediately, and she felt like someone I had known for most of my life. And so I set about finding out what other ways I could connect with her and work with her, hopefully. The first thing that I did was I had a quantum balance session with her, and I got so much relief from the physical pain that I was experiencing that I knew I wanted to work with her more intimately and for a longer period of time to address some really deep healing work that I had decided just a couple months prior to connecting with her that I needed to work on in 2020. And the way that I had decided that I wanted to work on that, the compartmentalized trauma and the healing, was that I decided I wanted to write my story, sort of my heroine's journey, a memoir, so to speak. And I didn't really know how that was going to look. I had just decided, but I knew that it was going to bring up a lot of traumatic things for me, and that I wanted to be working with a healer or perhaps a coach or a guide. And so when I started speaking with Vicki, she introduced me to her Guardianship one-on-one client experience. It's a 9-month relationship, guardianship, however you'd like to call it, and it's really customized to the individual. And I know that because I am also a part of her Align Your Life with Truth and Trust group, and there's a number of other women in the group that are one-on-one clients of Vicki as well. And with me choosing to write this book and have her be the support for me, I know that that's certainly unique to what the other women were working with her for. So to speak to my personal experience, it's been so multifaceted. First and foremost, Vicki held space for me. She held space for me in a remote way while we were not connected via computer or phone, but also in a daily way because I had a space with her where I was leaving messages every day, much like you might be working with your therapist. It was an energetic expression for me every day, and I would review the messages like you would your journaling to see where I was at, and I could go back. Vicki gave me daily feedback, but she also gave me all kinds of unique tools specifically for me, in addition to helping me create structure around my writing. And so not only did I complete my memoir during the 9-month guardianship, but I also was able to heal the physical things that I had going on and completely change the vibration in my household. I am and already felt very happily married and happy with my children before I met Vicki, but the change specifically in my husband is just profound. And I think the best example of that is that he went from being a person who needed and wanted to watch the news at lunchtime and in the evening to know what was going on, to not watching the news at all and listening to the radio and dancing around during the day because he's so joyful. And there was some really great healing that happened with our youngest son, who had to come home. And as most people who've had a young man living at home beyond the time that he wants to, there's kind of a lot of pressure. It's sort of the father-son thing that goes on, and we've just been able to handle that with grace, flow, and ease, and just really actually increased our intimacy with our youngest son in a really profound way during this time that I was doing all this work. And you do the work on yourself and you don't even realize until you have the opportunity to observe, or your guardian angel reflects it back to you, that everyone around you's life has been impacted by putting intention and putting time and commitment and into yourself. And having Vicky there as my guardian angel, giving me customized meditations and messages from her guides and films to watch and books to read and inspiring quotes and all different things, and even connected with my editor for the book within the group. And I really couldn't say enough. It's been incredibly transformative. I also decided to continue with the quantum balance during the guardianship, and so I was doing that every 3 weeks, which was incredibly supportive to what I was trying to do with writing a book and healing my life and running a business and being in a happy marriage and being a mom and all those other things. So I thank you for listening, and I would definitely recommend Vicky to anybody who wants to heal any aspect or just upgrade their vibration, take it to the next level. If they have some kind of a project like I did, that they want someone to tend their sacred space and be there to reflect back to them and give them specific guidance specific to them, I definitely recommend you talk to Vicky and find out what she can do for you. Thank you so much for listening.